Hi guys, Togo here with a new video. And this video, I think you already know what's about because the title kind of says it. I'm done with Classic WoW, and more precisely, Vanilla Classic WoW. And I think mainly the reasons why I'm actually done, and it's very tough because obviously if like a fresh comes out, it's always going to be let's play it because it's fresh. Fresh is always going to be very fun. New economy. A lot of people are like just leveling out. There is no boosting. There is like purely people that are doing dungeon grinds or questing, some world PvP here and there. There is no honor yet, so basically every fight is basically like organic. Um, you were then grinding some previous and whatnot. The start of a fresh is always like very fun. So I'm not gonna lie and stand here and say that I'm never going to play a fresh again because that's not going to be happening. I will always do a fresh, but I'm done with Classic WoW as it stands right now on the anniversary server until TBC for sure. For the simple reason of that I have seen everything I wanted to see from Classic. I am kind of done with Classic Vanilla without a plus. I'm kind of done with like especially BWL MC. Like I'm already like checked out of it. I haven't done a CG either because I'm just like stopped playing Classic WoW. I am not even going for rank 14 either because I don't really care too much, especially for gear that will be irrelevant at one point anyways. I don't have like that pressure on me that wants me to grind that much for just a percent or two improvement. Of course, it's going to be more if you have like everything. But even then, like depends on the gear that you have. Because I have Ashkani, for example, I don't need a two-hander for PvP, and I have already like two good weapons for PvE. Like it would be like second, like a little upgrade if I went for rank 14. It's still a good upgrade, but like it's not going to be like detrimental for me. And I am not like chasing any parses either right now. Um, I have no guild anymore because I just like didn't really join any or I didn't really do anything with guilds anymore because I don't really care too much. I felt like there was a lot of like unneeded drama. I felt like also this classic, like this anniversary classic, has been very elitist to the point where I don't really recognize vanilla anymore. Um, and like personally, of course, I like parsing. Whenever I want to parse, I will be full parsing, obviously. Like if it is the MF week or whatnot, I would do that. I haven't done that because I didn't play, basically. Um, but like it's a personal thing. I don't like impose on other people. I don't like check parses all the time to invite people and whatnot onto the raids because I don't really care about that. I feel like the dungeons are like have been like very deserted or like always with a HR everywhere. It feels like everything is like a currency now, like your time. If you want to like find a tank, you need to pay a tank. Obviously, I'm a warrior, so I would tank my own dungeons. I don't really care too much. If you want to find a healer, you will have to pay if they don't need anything from the dungeon. And even if they need something from the dungeon, they already have it probably. Um, it feels like like it's not authentic enough for me as an experience. That also, um, I am now like I have seen everything from Classic now. I having played the original Classic, which is the 2005. I got the game. I played with my father. I played in 2019. Also played on private servers before. Nostarius I played. Lights Hope I played. Like Elysium I've played too. And then obviously we have like 2019. I played it as well on Druid and Hunter. And now I have played Warrior, Priest, and Druid again. Um, I have seen everything now. Like now with the anniversary server from 2024 to 2025, I kind of am done with Classic. And I said it multiple times. If they could already skip it to TBC, I would sign it with both hands because I want to do TBC. I think it's a superior expansion as well, the superior example uh, experience. So expansion and experience, because you have much more to do outside of raiding. You have heroic dungeons, you have obviously raiding, you have PvP, which is BG grinds that are not tied to honor per week, but more like you win, you get honor, you lose, you get honor, and you get marks, and those marks and honor can be then bought, can then be used to buy BG gear or like season one gear or whatever, like pre bis for PvP, and then you would do arenas to get like arena points, which I think if they don't change it to conquest, it kind of sucks. It needs to change to conquest. It needs to be removed with all the teams because it's always drama. It's always bad for the game as well. But anyways, there is that to grind as well to get better gear. So you have a competitive setting as well with ranked, like 2v2, 3v3, even 5v5. I think personally, TBC is more my thing because I always have been proclaiming that I am a PvPer. I only PvP. Like whenever I am not raiding, I am PvPing, which is like 95% of my time whenever I'm playing the game. I'm not even farming. Like if I farmed, it would be farming people in open world trying to like eliminate 1v1s, 1v2s. Why not? But like personally, I enjoy PvP. That's also the reason why I play World of Warcraft. If you would remove PvP, you would remove me from the game, pretty much, because I am not going to touch the game again. That's the thing that I'm very, very adamant about, and a lot of people don't understand this because World of Warcraft PvP is not the most balanced thing out there. It's also like not the most impressive thing, but for me, it is one of the like best experience you could have if you play MMO and you want to PvP. World of Warcraft is actually a very good one because it's very crispy, very responsive. And if you have played other games, you would understand what I mean. Some games are like having good systems, good PvP systems, but it's not crispy. Like for example, the Elder Scrolls Online has a good system with like I don't know how it's called, the Solarian or whatever the zone is, where like three factions fight each other and it's open world, like realm versus realm kind of thing, like Dark Age of Camelot. They have also rank, they have like competitive settings and whatnot, but the fighting really sucks. I don't really like that. I don't like the floatiness to it. While World of Warcraft is really crispy whenever you're going to do a crit, it actually feels like it. Even on retail, where the numbers are kind of bad and whatnot, it is still very crispy, still very responsive, and I find it very fun to do PvP. But if they would remove PvP, I would be also kind of removed. Well, I'm going to say that right now, Classic, I have seen everything, and I feel like as long as they don't have a Classic Plus, which I think will come out in 2026, that's my prediction. It could be sooner, but I think 2026, mid TBC, it will come out. It will kill TBC servers though, but it is what it is. Um, Classic Plus comes out. I hope they implement a rightful PvP system. Get away from that rank 14 system, which I think is only promoting time spent, and that's it. There is no brain power needed. There is just no actual thinking in your actions that is needed. You don't need to improve on anything. It's purely a participation reward towards your time spent in a week. That's the only thing towards rank 14. Even though it's easier to do, I frankly don't care because it's just not fun. It is first and foremost a grind. It is like, even though it's an easy grind, it is a grind still. It requires no skill. Everyone gets the same rewards because it's just a participation rewards, which is fine. You should have that in PvP, but you should also have like the elite thing, which is like the higher you are in rating, you get more conquest or arena points, whatever you're using as a system, and you get better gear. It still like requires you to win games. It requires you to actually be active in PvP. Yes, you can get boosted. Yes, you can get carried. Yes, you can also just grind your way to losses and get those points. But still, it requires you to actually participate in rated, which in fairness, people are playing arena not only for the gear, but also to get as high as possible, to get the titles, the mount, or whatever you are on for that activity. Bragging rights as well. I think in Classic they actually need to implement that. So it means also to balance the CC. So polymorph is not 30 seconds CC, for example. That is also needed for Classic Plus. But that's also why I'm actually done with Classic WoW. Like between the raids, which are all the same, already done, and I dread the AQ phase. That's also why I am physically not able to log in on Classic WoW. This is the first time I have logged on Classic WoW since a week and a half. And it's not because I went to vacation, but more pretty much like I don't want to play Classic WoW. I'm playing Cataclysm, I'm playing Retail, I'm playing League of Legends most of the time, and Warzone. Those are the four games, like two versions and two games that I play currently. And what have they in common? Well, PvP is prevalent. Cataclysm, if you want to do BG, it pops instantly at like close to as fast as Classic WoW, even though it is like phase 4, whatever phase it is for Cataclysm. It's done. Like we all know, it's going to be Mist of Pandaria. It still is active, and I think it's quite fun. I like the class designs. I like the arenas as well. I like the gearing system, and I look forward for Mist of Pandaria for sure. So I'm preparing for that. Retail is still going to be very, very interesting to do. I personally don't like retail because of the queue times, for example, in Solo Shuffle, which is a solo queue system, and a solo queue RBG. The queue times are what kills it for me because I want to play DPS, but the queue times for DPS are very long, unfortunately. If you have a healer, it is actually instant. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But what I like is doing 2s with my friends or 3s with my friends and have a lot of fun with that, trying to climb with my friends, even though it's like not really the most optimal thing. We do like the time spent on retail. And then League of Legends, which is again one of the most competitive games in the game, like in the world, pretty much for solo queue and for PvP combat, and Warzone, which is like the relaxation. I care about the wins, but yeah, who cares? I play for the headshots, I play for the sniping, I play for like the plays. I don't really play. I play for the wins, obviously, but I don't play like it. It doesn't affect me as much. Classic WoW raids, I'm kind of bored. I think the loot is really, 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 really bad right now. I think it's even more bad than in 2019 because you know it is done in like 1 year. Although in Classic 2019, you kind of didn't know when it will end, so you didn't really like need the loot treadmill to be faster. But since the release schedule is faster, I think the loot should be a bit faster. But even then, I got the loot I really want. So it's not like I leave because I don't get loot. I leave because I frankly don't care too much because there is not a lot of things I can do, like except doing raids, which I already done it multiple times. Doing raids to like get new gear or doing raids for parses. PvP is like kind of irrelevant, unfortunately, because they like still refuse to buff Warsong Gulch and RT Basin, so nobody's really queuing for that. And you're facing only premates because the only premates can make it like worth it to grind those BGs. It becomes like insufferable kind of. And I wish there was like a 1v1. I wish there was a 2v2 arena. I wish there was a 3v3 arena. I wish there was also a 5v5 arena. I wish there was also a BG rated environment. I wish there was also gear that you could buy with like the same system as TBC. I think it would be more fun. But yeah, I understand that if it's the same system as TBC, obviously PvP will be the best gear because it's the easiest gear to get compared to PvE where it's like luck based. But that's my problem right now. There is no like real bragging rights or like fighting for rating, fighting for a spot as a top PvPer. You don't have that really, and like I think that's why I'm actually like stepping away because I don't really care. I did now the fresh experience, which is very fun again. I think fresh is one of the best things classic WoW related. Anyone would say that the most hype moment for a classic WoW server is the start, because everyone starts at level 1. You have a lot of people are running like the dungeons, and it is for me at least the most fun part. I don't care about EQ. I didn't really care about BWL either, and MC was fun the first few times, and then it became like a slog. I think also going for the how it's called, the wall buffs is really boring, like very boring. I think wall buffs should be. Look, the thing is, if you're going for wall buffs, often you're going to pay a bot or a gold seller, unfortunately. The easy fix, the inflation fix would be that if you start the raid, it's not complicated. You enter the raid, you have an NPC you can talk, you talk to the NPC, you get wall buffs tied to that raid. Yes. So if you are like doing MC, you get Rend, you get Oni buff, you get DMTs, and it will be only active for MC. If you die, you can respawn, like you ghost walk, whatever, and you can get the buffs again. So it doesn't really matter if you die or not. You can still parse. So you can take risks and die, or wipe your whole raid. It is what it is. But you are not losing the buffs. And you're going to pay to the NPC. So every time you're going to get buffs, you pay to the NPC. You can do 2 gold per buff, or 5 gold for every buff. I don't care. 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold. Like for the Oni buff, Rend buff, and ODMT buff, in total 20 gold, for example. And then like DMF or whatever, you can do what you want. And that is the inflation you can use to diminish the gold circulation in the whole game. They don't have that. What they want you to do is spend that gold on people that farm gold and sell gold, so that it always stays in the circulation. At one point, there is just too many gold in the circulation of World of Warcraft, which is like making farming like really a slog. Having Mongoose at 20 gold, for example, really sucks. I don't like that, but the reason is because there is too much gold in the circulation, so gold is like worthless at one point. And that's how it becomes inflated. And if you want to deflate the economy, if you want to diminish the amount of gold from the economy, you need to have some sort of mechanics where you spend gold and it just goes to the trash bin, which is, for example, the NPC. That's one way. And that's also one of the reasons why I want to leave, because I am tired of seeing consumables like being that high. I'm tired of seeing people with like tons of gold that we all both know they didn't farm from it. The same for Lionheart Helm, like at phase 1, ridiculous amount of gold you had to spend for that Lionheart Helm, which I didn't buy because, again, I think it's like stupid to buy a piece of like equipment that is that expensive, because we all know the inflation is there because of all the bots, because of all the gold that is just keeping in circulation. If you actually had like a deflation mechanic, like for example the buffs that you would buy at the interest of MC, and every time you're going to die, you're going to spend more, that gold is going to be gone, so every price is going to be lower. That's how economics works in general. So I'm tired of that. I feel like the Classic team is a bit too small. I hope Classic Plus will be a success, because that's the thing that I really want to play long term. I think TBC will be a success the first few seasons or phases, however you want to call it. I think the issue is that it's always eats themselves up with classic servers. So every time you have a TBC server, you have the next big thing coming out. For example, next season of Mist of Pandaria, or next retail expansion, or a Classic Plus coming out. So there is no real breathing room for every expansion, which is fine, because I guess a lot of people are waiting for Classic Plus, a lot of people are waiting for TBC. Heck, there are still a lot of people waiting for a Wrath of the Lich King server. And I don't know what they can do. I don't know how they can do to keep my interest like fresh for Classic, but right now I'm kind of done. So I wanted to make this video so you understand why I'm not really making videos about Classic WoW. I'm more able to make videos about TBC because that's probably what I play, like really outside of like kata retail whatever. The TBC servers, private servers, that's what I play just to prepare TBC, and I'm able to make those videos. I think I maybe might make videos about Miss Pandaria or Cataclysm, whatever. Heck, I could also do on other games, but I feel like I want to stay on World of Warcraft, like content wise. But like right now, Classic, I feel like the people that are playing Classic, I'm not really a fan of. The guilds like running around, the amount of bots that they are. Um, the whole economics, the PvP interactions, like the overall state of like just PvP in general in Classic has been the lowest of the lowest. I think they did really good things. For example, balancing the servers. I really enjoyed the fact that we have like kind of the same alliance to horde ratio, which is like a great thing. The Mega server, I think it's fine until like they realize that they made the Black Lotus change way too late, so now it is just still expensive. They should have done that from the start, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Um, I think in general they could have handled a few things better, but the premise, the idea is good. I wish they are taking this and SOD and they made the best Classic Plus possible. The thing is that they need to change a lot of stuff to make me feel like it's a Classic Plus. It should be like really different. I think the rank 14 system should be gone. That's for me like a true Classic Plus. If that's gone, and you have like arenas and or like BG, like a rated BG is also fine, like something rated. Then I would feel like okay, this is Classic Plus, and then they change the CC, they change the few towns that are like untouched or like unusable. For example, the protection warrior tree is really bad. Nothing is really great. The tankiness is not here. The tankiness at the start. The damage is also not here. Shield slam is really worthless. There are like a few things that they could do to make it better, and I wish they are going to do that, and I hope they're going to do that. So this is like the video. Hopefully, I don't come across too. I came across negatively. Like I'm not going to lie about that. It is a negative video, but I think a lot of people are like in my shoes where they are like stopping Classic WoW, especially for AQ. AQ is really boring. I don't like AQ. Like the opening phase, people like thinking that Scarab Lord is like a big thing or whatever. Like I don't care about that at all. But some people do care for some reason. Good for them, but I don't care about that. Um, Maybe the few PvP in AQ is going to be fun, like the griefing, but we all know a lot of people are going to be reporting like Alliance and Horde. Um, the griefing war will be like, it's going to be crazy. Like on Reddit, you're going to have a lot of people going to get banned because they camped or they killed someone, like on in game, obviously. Um, yeah, it's crazy. So I don't. I look forward to it to see it, but I don't look forward to play it. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you do enjoy Classic. If you still enjoy Classic, I'm not here to be the Debbie Downer. I don't need to make you leave the game. If you are still playing it, like please do play it. But I am kind of done. I'm waiting for TBC. Like I'm very much waiting for TBC. Do I want to level a character? I don't even have the fortitude to level a character right now because I'm tired of it. Like, I think I wish PvP was more a real thing in Classic. Then I would be playing it. But right now I am not like, and there's nothing surprising. Again, some people are going to say, "But you already know what Classic is." Like, I don't know why you're surprised that PvP is only like a play, like time spent and not like really skillful. I all know that. Like, it just is like now I have done everything I wanted to do, like everything I wanted to do, and now I'm really done about it. So, um, just telling me that right now if there is a fresh coming out, I might be playing fresh, but I would then stop most likely, like in MC or in BDBL, like I did right now. So I think the phase 1 to phase 3 is probably the most fun thing, and then once phase 3 is like settled and it's phase 4, I'm kind of like checked out. So I hope they're changing the few things that I wanted for Classic Plus, but everyone here has their own version of Classic Plus. Some people might even want PvP to be completely gone. I think PvP being completely gone makes me just want to not play World of Warcraft at all. So um, yeah, hopefully PvP still is a prevalent thing. I have the same problem with retail where they don't have like updates for PvP since I don't when since I don't know when actually. Like they don't do much communication wise. The classic is like on another level. Like it needs to be changed for Classic Plus, but we'll have to see. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.